Okay, my friends, today I thought we'd cover a fun topic for worship leaders, which is vocal fatigue. So this is something that happens to everybody along their journey as you're trying to sing a set and your voice starts falling to pieces. Or your voice doesn't fall to pieces, but you listen back to the YouTube video and you're like, oh, is that what I sounded like? Wah. So let's talk about some of the things to watch out for and how to keep your voice sounding decent and from falling apart. I guess this applies to everybody, not just worship leaders, but here's some things I've learned. First thing, I'm just holding the guitar here for demonstration purposes. I could easily be sitting at the piano, but these videos are easier to make with guitar, so yeah. Stage monitor issues. So the first thing that's gonna be a problem is the stage itself. Before I get into this, let me say all of these are related. Stage monitor, your nervousness, your microphone technique, are you overplaying, are you biased towards classical music or contemporary sounds, Frank Sinatra or Pavarotti. So all of these things relate to each other. But the first thing I'll say, and this is in no particular order, stage monitor. So if you're standing next to a 9-foot grand piano and right in front of a brass section, you're going to have trouble hearing your own voice. And so you're going to start singing really, really loud just to hear yourself, just to make sure you're on the right pitches. So if you turn up your stage monitor, that might help a little bit, but it might actually make the problem worse because now everyone else is playing louder because you're louder. So stage monitoring is kind of an art form. In your monitors, if you're playing with a contemporary band or using those, if you don't have your voice turned up loud enough, then you start to over-sing because you sound really muffled because you're not quite loud enough in your ears, not quite crisp enough. So you got to make sure that your stage situation allows you to hear yourself decently. However, there's a whole nother topic. I could write a book on stage monitor stuff, right? But I'm not going to get into that here. Good idea for another video. But what I will say is don't let stage monitoring become your excuse. There is a sense in which if you know your stage monitor situation's bad, then let go of it as a crutch and realize you're going to have to feel your sound and trust your sound more than relying on just your ears. There's a lot more senses you can use to sense where your voice is sitting. Stage monitor is one thing to watch out for. The other one is your adrenaline level, your heart rate. So if you're nervous, it gives you some extra fuel, but you end up struggling with your low notes because your low notes, you have to have a relaxed voice. And you can end up pushing your voice with your chest voice much higher than normal, and you might think, oh man, I'm able to sing so free with all this adrenaline, but really you're just shouting and your body is not processing how much damage you've done yet because of all your cortisol and adrenaline and nerves. So I would say definitely work on calming yourself down because if you don't, you'll end up over-singing. And then the other one to talk about is mic technique. So microphone technique is where I mentioned earlier Frank Sinatra or Pavarotti. So Frank Sinatra represents that transition from the need for the singer to acoustically be loud to where you could use the microphone as a way of enhancing the subtle tones, the whispered tones, and the little nuances that we pick up in jazz and pop. Whereas classical music, operatic music, the voice was pure and powerful. It can cut through. Nowadays, with our sound reinforcement technology, you can really get up on the microphone and eat it if you want to. We can roll that bass off and you can speak the songs if you need to. So an example would be something like, oh, by the way, I'll make sure to leave the link in the video, but I'm actually working on putting together a nice lead sheet style hymnal designed to be very easy. Only the best hymns, and this is just a rough version I'm putting together, but you can find this online free, the PDF version. Download it, use it with your worship teams. I hope it's helpful to you. Yeah, so stay tuned for the real version. I'm going to bind it and maybe see if I can get it to you guys that way. But yeah, sign up for my email list and you can download this for free. It's got all kinds of good old classic hymns that I might have reharmonized them a little bit to my taste and just kept the best verses and put them in a few keys that'll be helpful. But let's just take one, Jesus Paid It All. I just randomly opened. So if you were going to sing Jesus Paid It All in a classical style, key of C. I hear the Savior say, thy strength indeed is small. There's no subtlety. There's drama and theatrics and strong boldness, because back in the day you had to do that to get over the orchestra. But now with microphones, you can't see it, but I have a mic dangling. We have the ability to, for the lead vocalist, especially if you're on the mic real tight, you don't have to bellow out. You can use more of an intimate living room voice. I hear the Savior say, thy strength indeed is small. Child of weakness, watch and pray. Find in me thine all in all. You see, it's just my speaking voice. So because of microphones, we can use it. And I would advise you to explore that, because it does have a conversational tone. So if you're in a huge auditorium and there's 5,000 people and you're leading a worship service for a really big church, using a softer speech level tone into a microphone, taking advantage of that sound system and this modern technology, is actually good, because it has a more approachable feel, and the congregation will feel more like they're singing with a friend rather than being sung at by a professional opera singer. Don't get me wrong, I love the opera sound. There's a place for that. I'm just sharing my experience. I've developed the appreciation for a voice that's more accessible over impressive. There's an impressiveness to us finding our accessible voice, you know? So just an idea. But so yeah, the microphone lets you have a calmer voice, and you don't have to push yourself. Trust the microphone. See, this does tie back into your stage monitor issues. See, it's all related. So the next thing would be overplaying. So this is all related, especially to adrenaline. So, and I made another video on guitar technique where I talk about this, but another reason you might be over-singing is because on the piano or on the guitar, you're playing full bore, full throttle, pedal to the metal the whole time, and your voice is just desperately trying to keep up and overcome. So, for example, on the guitar, if I was gonna sing Jesus Paid It All, I hear the Savior say, thy strength indeed is small. So there was so much guitar happening that my voice was desperately trying to rise above it, and so just constantly pushing. That's going to wear me out quick. It's also going to wear out your congregation, your audience, whatever. They're going to get tired of that sound, that wall of sound slamming up against them. So I would say the choruses usually lift your voice higher, so your voice carries better on the chorus anyway. So during a verse, you want to bring your piano or your guitar or whatever, your orchestra, down to something like, I hear the Savior say, thy strength indeed is small. What was I doing? So I was not slamming the strings like, I hear the Savior say. I wasn't slamming. Please come. Please come. They have to see this.
Can we
Tell me everything.
Can we
look at this?
Can we play in the shed for our house?
Now, do you promise not to touch any of the saws or screws and stuff? You know, the sharp things? Mm-hmm. Okay, have fun out there. Bye-bye. You look amazing. Did you guys see that? She's like the spring forest fairy princess. All right, so where was I? Oh yeah, so leave room for the voice. So some techniques are palm muting. I hear the Savior say, thy strength indeed is small. The other way is to rake the chord and just gently graze. Fingers may gently graze. I hear the Savior say, thy strength indeed is small. So I'm declaring the rhythm there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. see the 2 and the 3 are getting subsequently quieter, and I'm just kind of touching and ringing them out as just a reminder that here's the pulse. It's just a gentle reminder of where the pulse is, but I'm really hitting that downbeat hard. So that helps the voice work with the instrument to not overplay, and everything sounds better, and everybody can hear you better, and the music has somewhere to grow. So Jesus paid it all to him I owe. See, rise up and down, let the dynamics be musical. So you have somewhere to go and you won't oversing. Really embrace those dynamic changes. Here's one, Just a Closer Walk with Thee. It's in the hymnal. We'll do it high in the key of C. So you'll see that I'm going to start real chill, and then I can bring it up loud and pull it back. So I'll show you all the dynamics and how to maintain those so you don't oversing or overplay. I am weak. See, whoa, 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 just very natural, not oversinging. I am weak, but thou art strong. Jesus, keep me from all wrong. I'll be satisfied as long as I walk, dear Lord, close to Thee. Just a closer walk with Thee. Granted, Jesus, this my plea. Daily walking close to Thee. Let it be, dear Lord, let it be. No big deal. Don't try to overdo it. Let the congregation kind of take it from there. As long as you're just confidently showing them, you're sort of demonstrating to them where to go. And if you keep that attitude, it'll keep you from over-singing. It's like this paradox. The more you think about your voice and your playing, the more isolated you become, the more things fall apart. But the more you bring your attention, spread it out to the whole room, and actually care that people are participating, the more good things will happen. So overplaying is going to kill your voice, and that's related to adrenaline. So if you don't know how to calm your biomechanics down with some deep breathing or something, you will overplay, and then you'll push your voice, and you'll be up on the mic. You'll be singing too loud into the mic, and so the audio engineer in the back is going to wonder what happened between rehearsal and the service, and you're going to be clipping out. It's going to be bad. And then you're going to be fussing at the AV team because your stage monitors will never feel right because you're pushing your voice too much because you're overplaying, and you're eating the mic with your belting, and you're getting angry, so your adrenaline's pumping. You see? It's all a vicious cycle. The other one would be something that maybe is unique to me. I had a classical bias, so I really wanted to sound like Josh Groban or Andrea Bocelli. Watch out for that classical bias because you're going to pull far away from the microphone, and you're not going to be able to have that intimate close-up sound. These are some things that maybe will help you with your vocal fatigue. I would say a great technique for me has been to just remind myself of what I naturally do when I'm pretty chill and relaxed, which is just something like, hear the Savior say, you see, there's nothing really going on here. Hear the Savior say, thy strength indeed is small. And then even if I'm getting louder, there's still something natural about like if I'm going to say, hey, hey, to somebody over there, I don't have to think about that. It's naturally coming from down here, and I can say, if I want to sing a strong part, just access that, hey, yo, kind of a sound. Jesus paid it all. You see, I can call it out, and it's not stressing my voice out because I'm letting it come from my core, which is really just me remembering what it's like to use my core naturally, because, you know, like a baby does not need to be told how to use their core. They're very instinctive. They haven't built up layers and layers and years of bias and all that sort of thing. So anyway, hope this was helpful. Again, you can download what's in this short version of the hymnal on my website, jaredmckenna.com. Would love for you to grab a copy. Get on my email list so I can send you more free stuff like this. So Awesome, guys, and we'll see you next time.